Welcome back, guys. It's well blended. One of the reasons why I stopped driving for Uber and Lyft full time. Um, I want to say I started part time right when I was at Bed Bath and Beyond in 2017. Was my last year at Bed Bath and Beyond, Farmington, Connecticut. The old Bed Bath store is now closed. Ironic. And 2018, I went full time Uber first because I was afraid that my business basically failed. I had a business, I just started trying a business, but it basically failed. I started driving full time to recoup the losses, but that was relatively a good time for Uber, and it still was a struggle with the wear and tear, the gas. In my opinion, Uber's a decent part time job, but full time, there's no way you could be, in my opinion, there's no way you can have a successful Uber business unless you drive 10 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day, early morning, late at night. And that was one of the things I hated about it. But those were the good old days. I made, believe it or not, I think my biggest commission, because they were paying commissions back then, just to sign people up. I think my biggest commissions was like $300. But if you notice, year after year, we got closer to the pandemic. They were already dwindling the money down, um, to the point where I basically was in struggle mode in 2019. I was driving full time, but I was tired of doing early morning, tired of doing late nights. So I couldn't see at night. So I basically was driving during the day, say about anywhere from 9 to 6 in between those hours. And it was a struggle, guys. It was a real struggle. I just didn't foresee a future in it. It was, again, it is still a great part time if you have some other revenue stream and you just want to take that funds and say put it into your business or do something else. Full time, it was definitely not worth it. Um, I quit in 2020. Um, I tried to go back into the workforce after that, and I went to a community center. Um, let's go back a little bit. Um, yeah, 2020, I went to a community center. This was this is probably end of 2019, really. I would say it's the end of 2019. I went to a community center because I was getting tired of driving. It was right before the pandemic, actually. I was working at the community center. Um, the community center, again, was not paying enough, not paying a livable wage. It was a nonprofit. I want to say they were paying 13, 14 an hour, somewhere around there. And I basically left Bed Bath and Beyond at $16 an hour. And I was probably making $20 an hour doing Uber and Lyft, but I wasn't doing the math. I don't know why. I was just thinking, get off the road. That was my only mindset, get off the road. And I left the community center, went to a group home. The group home made me all these promises, oh, we're going to give you a raise later, we're going to give you a different position later. I basically felt like I was going to college. They had all types of paperwork. I had to get all these um, certifications and for $14 an hour. I think they gave us 15, and that's when the pandemic dropped while I was at the group home. And I just didn't see a future in any job because I didn't have a skill. I didn't go to college, barely made out of high school. I'm not telling you this to make you feel sorry for me. I'm just telling you my story. So it was an easy choice to figure out a way to go back into business. Even though I failed with Shania business originally, it was an easy decision to try again because I'm just one of those people, I just never give up. And I knew I had to be something online, but I didn't know what it was going to be yet. In comes the pandemic. They start giving out funding as Uber drivers. I quickly got on YouTube to start figuring out this SBA funding stuff. It was really confusing. As most of you know, when you're my age, it's not as easy to figure this online stuff out and figure out how to do all this paperwork. But I was smart enough to know the answers were on YouTube. This is what I tell you guys, especially you women. You gotta be on YouTube. I don't care how many people you gotta follow to get that right person. You might have to go through 20 people to find that right person. But I finally found a couple of guys that knew what they were talking about. I was like, let me apply for this SBA funding. I got my first round of funding, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Um, my right leg was hurting because it was leaning up against the divider. So it was an easy decision, but I knew I couldn't just keep taking government money. I had to figure out this online thing. So of course, as time goes on, we enter 2021. I got more funding. That's when I was like, yo, if you don't figure out, it's do or die time. You got to figure this online hustle out now, Will. You know, and then you got to consistently keep trying to go after funding, trying to go after corporate credit. That hustle doesn't stop, guys. Even now, 2022, that hustle doesn't stop. I'm still looking for grants. I still continue to go after corporate credit, personal credit even. But I figured out the online game enough to the point where I can make a little bit of money and then slowly start ramping it up. Um, do I see a future with Uber and Lyft as a full-time business? I do not. If you are driving Uber and Lyft full-time, I don't see a future in it. If you set it up as a business, I kind of see a future because you could take that business, start your own transportation company, sell other products and service under that brand. So it is worth it while you're driving to set up an LLC, set up your business properly. If you need help, my contact information is below. You can do a strategy call with me for only $47, and I could tell you ways that you could set up your business. It doesn't have to be a holding company. It's a regular LLC. Structure your business properly. Start going after business and corporate credit. And I see a future for you because you could take this entity now, even after you stop driving, and do some online hustles, do some other things to bring in revenue. I'm not telling anybody quit their job because I left prematurely as well. Truth be told, if I can go back in time, I probably would have stayed at Bed Bath & Beyond probably another year while I was working on my business. But I was just fed up. I was fed up with the disrespect, how people talking to me, younger people than me talking down to me like I'm a child. I was like, I'm done. And ironically, that store closed. A lot of Bed Bath & Beyond stores are closing. But even with the group home and the community center, I was like, these jobs are not paying a livable wage. So if you were at a job and you're making less than $16 to $21 an hour, you need to start a business, preferably online. And if you do want to start an online business, get my free platinum affiliate course, absolutely free. And it'll give you a few affiliate offers so you can at least start making some money without spending all kinds of money. And then we can ramp it up from there. Get a strategy call with me. Get a strategy session with me, only $47. And I can lay out how you can start the process of becoming what I call a corporate hustler. This is the plan. This is the way to get out of the rat race. You got to start a business. If you want my help, my contact information is below in the drop down description box. If you don't want my help, that's absolutely fine, but you gotta find someone on YouTube to help you get out this rat race. Thank you for your time, your continued support. Links below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.